Fujitora, the purple tiger. Yes, the Admiral Isho Fujitora, the man of gravity. Yes, I said it, the man of gravity. Can you stand up to this man and his stature? All I gotta say is this: when it comes to Fujitora and his power and his strength, Dressrosa, where he is pretty much mainly incorporated, and which we can mainly see how powerful he is. Though I don't think that Fujitora has gone all out yet. A lot of people have underrated Fujitora, and I personally believe they underrated him because they feel like he should have done more in Dressrosa. They feel like if he was so powerful, why didn't he just take out Doflamingo? Now, there is many reasons why he did not take out Doflamingo, and I will discuss that at the end of the video. But let's just discuss how strong this beast is. Now, like with these kind of videos, when I discuss how strong are like Admiral characters or Yonko characters, I go deeper than just saying Admiral level or Yonko level. I had to go look at more of their battles and see how strong they are when it comes to a deeper level. And Fujitora, the most interesting thing about him, well, not the most interesting thing, but one of the most interesting things is he was Admiral level before he even got a fruit power, because it is stated that he got his fruit power recently, and we know that he was drafted during the time skip. So if he got his fruit power recently, then it showcased that he was able to become an Admiral without the fruit, and that's just how powerful he was. Now you're probably thinking, yo, this is too hacks, this is too OP. How can Fujitora be Admiral level without his fruit? Well, we'll see in this video when I discuss how many crazy stuff Fujitora has in his bag, and he's very underrated in my personal opinion. Fujitora is one of the strongest swordsmen in the entire One Piece story, and not just because of his fruit power. That does make him go to another level, but just without his fruit power, the way he's able to use his sword, I've seen him in his natural light, his knowledge. All I'm gonna say is this: when he was going out with Zoro, I was very impressed by some of his moves. A lot of people have been theorizing that Fujitora is from the country of Wano, and that's why he was such an underrated, powerful character. He was maybe a good guy in Wano, and he went to become a Marine. Who knows what the story of Fujitora's past is, but I do want to say this: the fact that he was Admiral level without his fruit, the most strongest weapon he has other than his fruit is his sword, so we can expect him to be a crazy master swordsman. And yo, I'm telling you right now, yo, it's like with characters like Trafalgar Law uses his fruit power more often, and we know his fruit power is hacks, and he's a good swordsman. He's not like a really great swordsman. Fujitora is a great swordsman, and yo, once you see more of his abilities and powers, he's gonna shock the One Piece fan base. Now, when it comes to his fruit relates to gravity. We see him casually, and I say this casually, bringing down meteors. I remember when Fujitora was first introduced, a lot of people thought that he would bring down one of the 6 moons in the One Piece story. Who knows? Eneru or Enel would have been on that moon, bringing him back to the story. Shout out to King Recon. But definitely, I feel like the fact that he can just pressure you, like in the fights I've seen him in, he just pressures you with his gravity, and like he can bring you all the way to the ground. I want to see more and the extension of his ability and what more he can do, because honestly, his DC, his destructive capability, is off the charts. And yo, I'm telling you right now, yo, a lot of people have been theorizing, is his fruit a part of his sword or actually a part of him? Because we really haven't seen his fruit named, and it's kind of odd because you think they would name his fruit and what kind of fruit he had, but they really kept that under wraps. So people are saying it could be because he said Gravity Blade one time, though people say there was a situation where he was on a ship and he didn't really seem like he was using his sword. So it's a big toss-up. I'm not gonna go either way right now. I'm just gonna wait till when it's revealed. But whatever it is, yo, if Vegapunk gave him the fruit on his sword, that's gonna be hype. But I feel like Fujitora, it's definitely, his fruit needs to be explored a little bit more. Yes, yes, yes. Now, I feel like one of the greatest traits of Fujitora, which is never really talked about. Yes, I see nobody talk about this. He's a blind man, and a lot of people forget about this. Fujitora is blind. Now, me personally, I forgot about it when he was fighting Luffy. I'm like, why is Luffy naming his attacks? Like, this guy cannot see, and he's this powerful. There's a reason why he's this powerful. Observation Haki. Now, it does just showcase that Fujitora's observation Haki has to be one of the greatest observation Haki in the entire One Piece story, because he cannot see, and he's this powerful, and he's not clumsy with it, yo. So he acts like he's clumsy with his cane, but he actually can do work. It showcases that Fujitora, he acts like a blind old man. I can't see, don't take my money, gamble. No, Fujitora observation Haki is on a level in which we're going to explore it, and he might be one of the first characters who showcases another tier to observation Haki. And I'm really hyped to see more of Fujitora and his explanation in his past, because we know that he blinded himself. If you guys did not know this, he mentions that we all thought, who scarred Fujitora's eyes? Who made him blind? No character made Fujitora blind. He blinded himself. from all the tragedies he's seen. Now, we've seen the Admiral go against Zoro a couple times. Some people like to say that Zoro, man, he had the edge. Yo, Zoro was badass. Yo, this is why we like Zoro more than Sanji. Yo, he actually put on work against the Admiral. And then there's people like me who say that Fujitora is a bad man. And so even Zoro knows this. We've seen it when Fujitora brought his gravity, his pressure to Zoro and brought him all the way to the ground. And Zoro was like, he couldn't even get out. But he finally did get out after he used that flying slash attack. A long distance sword attack, because we know that Zoro is, when it comes to swordsmanship, Zoro is one of the greater swordsmen. He uses 3 swords, for goodness sake. The time skip chain with Mihawk really did work with him, and really the couple times we've seen Zoro and Fujitora clash, it really wasn't that much, so you can't really gauge how powerful Fujitora was from that. But it just showcases that we know Zoro respects Fujitora as a top tier and Admiral, and knows that Fujitora right now, let's be honest here, the Admirals are above Luffy, Zoro, the Monster Trio, Sanji. The Admirals are a next level, and a lot of people know this after seeing some of the clashes. There was a moment in Dressrosa where Doflamingo states that after this is all over, he's gonna take out Fujitora. Now, there's been people saying that he says this with his whole crew, so he's gonna gang up on Fujitora with all his top tiers, Pika, Diamante, Trouble, his whole crew, everyone on his crew going, Gladius, Dellinger, like everyone, just Lauji, just jump in Fujitora and try to take him out at the end. Or was Doflamingo saying that by himself he's gonna go take out Fujitora? Now, this also brings another question with the whole Doflamingo Aokiji situation, and Doflamingo seems like a guy who's not Admiral level, but he's one of the closest characters to the levels of the Admiral. He's awakened his fruit power, he's so OP, his haki is amazing, his power, his speed, and he's just crafty with it. So Doflamingo is a very powerful character, though I don't think that Doflamingo could take out Fujitora at that time. I think it was just for talk, or maybe his whole crew's and do it, though I do think Doflamingo, if there was a fight with Fujitora and Doflamingo, it would be very close. I'm gonna give Fujitora the edge, because I believe Fujitora was above Doflamingo. I'm telling you guys right now. Now, when it comes to Sabo and Fujitora, a lot of people say that Sabo was stronger than Fujitora, or he was equal to Fujitora. Now, I disagree when it comes to this battle. We know that Fujitora and Sabo, they were going at it. 2 powerful characters, the 2nd Division Command, pretty much dragons, top tier. And then we have Fujitora, the Admiral, pretty much Akainu one of his Akainu's top tier characters. And I do want to say that the reason why I put Fujitora above Sabo is because Sabo kind of mentions that, yo, this is not the power of an Admiral. So Sabo knows that Fujitora is not really going his 100%, his hardest. That's why I always say Fujitora has not showcased his full capabilities, and Sabo mentions this. And we know Sabo kind of was sweating a bit. He wasn't really used to the Mirror no Mi, so I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I do want to say that Sabo versus Fujitora, I think it's close, but I gotta give it to Fujitora in this battle. I feel like he had the edge, even though he really hasn't gone all out. And I think Fujitora is definitely someone you gotta respect. Now, some people say that Sabo's stronger. I don't have any problem if you say that, but me personally, I feel like Fujitora had the edge in this battle. Now, this is one of the funniest battles, Luffy versus Fujitora near the end. And let's be honest here, this was kind of cool seeing Luffy say he's not going to run away from an Admiral. He's not going to run away from a Yonko. We know Luffy has ran away and the brief time skip to Kizaru, I think one of the situations. And we know that Luffy, his character, he wants to go at these top tiers because the Pirate King has to be above these top tiers. So he had to go against Fujitora. He hit him with the elephant gun. He was even actually naming his attacks to Fujitora, feeling bad for the blinded Admiral. And Fujitora kind of laughed at this. He was like, oh, he did some funny laugh. Though I do want to say this, Fujitora could have ended their whole journey. The Grand Fleet, all the top tier, well, not top tier, all the characters like Luffy, Zoro, the Straw Hats, like Law, they would have got finished when it comes to their ships, everything like that. And it just makes you think, yo, this is so much firepower. Law, Luffy, all these characters, Zoro, like they should be able to take out Fujitora if they all work together, but it would have been a hard fight, and it just showcases how strong the Admiral is. Now, one of the fights that a lot of people like to argue, even though we really haven't seen this fight, it's really a fight that has gone under the scenes, an unseen battle. Fujitora, Sengoku, and Tsuru versus Jack. Jack is pretty much one of the calamities of Kaido, one of his top tiers. And then we have Fujitora, the Admiral, Sengoku, the former Fleet Admiral, Tsuru, the Vice Admiral, who's a part of the Sengoku and Garp era. That's a lot of firepower, and Jack managed to sink 2 ships. Now, that even leads another question. How strong is Jack? But I do want to say this. Fujitora seems like he was the main one, from the anime scene I watched, he seemed like the main one who's actually battling Jack. Jack. Though I do want to say the fact that they had 3 of these top tier characters against Jack, it wasn't really a fight where you can gauge how powerful the characters are unless we actually see some of the manga panels or some of the episode scenes of the actual battle. But right now I feel like we really can't gauge any of these powerful. It's more of a discussion when it comes to Jack and his power. Like I said though, Fujitora, he's a part of the Admirals, and you're probably thinking, why not just say he's Admiral level? Because he's part of the Admirals. And I just feel like, let's just get deeper when it comes to his power. He might be low-key amongst the top tier characters in the One Piece story. You're probably thinking, yo Mac, you're overrating this guy. He's not one of the top tiers. Listen, Fujitora is trying to abolish the warlord system, and personally, after seeing all this stuff in his past and the character that we have seen, it kind of seems like he's trying to abolish the actual fan-made Admiral level system, because he is kind of one of those characters which we haven't seen him going all out. He has a very crazy power, and look, let's be honest here, a lot of people have been saying that there's no Yonko level, there's no Admiral level, they're just top tier, and slowly I'm trying to lean towards that. No, I do think the Yonkos are the top tier amongst those characters, but there is characters in the top tier like Monkey D. Dragon, Akainu, Mihawk, and who knows, if a lot of people saying the Admiral should be amongst those guys at the top tier. Now it's really up in the air if you want to do that or not. It leads me to a whole nother video which I'm gonna make soon in a week or two, which is gonna be a lot of controversial. It's probably gonna get a lot of dislikes like my Ace video, so I wouldn't be surprised. But like I said, when it comes to Fujitora, I definitely feel like he's very powerful, and when we see his 100% power, he could be one of Zoro's final opponents. Oh my goodness, yeah, the amount of things Fujitora is gonna do, I can see him actually breaking the whole thing about Admiral level and Yonko level. He could just make the people think, okay, they're top tier. Yeah, they're top tier. Leave your thoughts in the comment section though. Tell me what you think about the Admiral Fujitora. How strong do you think he is? I want to hear all your opinions and your thoughts, and I really want to see what you guys think he can do when he shows his full power. Though I do want to tell you guys this, yeah, it's crazy because safely right now I'm gonna put him at Admiral level, but I'm telling you right now, if in the future he could be one of those characters who breaks the whole fan-made power scaling of Admiral level, Yonko level, and he just make it everyone just see as top tier characters, yo, which would be very cool, very epic, yo. This is the greatest pirate era. So I definitely want to say, tell me your thoughts in the comment section. I love hearing you guys' comments.